What's up, y'all? Welcome to Xbox Ready, the YouTube channel that is all about Xbox. I should say welcome to the Academy of Motion Pictures down here in LA, because me and Jimmy just got out of the Xbox showcase here, and we got some things to talk about. Let's be honest. First of all, none of the juicier rumors that we were hearing leading up into the show turned out to be true. No shadow drop, no handheld Xbox tease, none of the crazy stuff. But we did end up getting some new hardware. We got some new color options and new storage options. And we did finally end up hearing about the all digital Series X that we've been hearing for months about at this point. It first leaked back at the end of last year, and then we got pictures of it randomly a couple of months ago. There were some rumors saying that they were going to use this digital Series X to replace the standard Series X with the disk drive, kind of like what we saw with the new PlayStation 5 SKUs. But ultimately, that's not going to be the case. They went ahead and just made a different Series X, Galaxy Black, with an additional terabyte of storage. Personally, I would have liked to have seen the digital Series X with that extra terabyte of storage as well, like we saw in those leaks back at the end of 2023 when it was codenamed Brooklyn. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me to release an all-digital console with not as much storage as the disc version. And similar to last year when they debuted the Carbon Black Series S with a full terabyte of storage, they're going to be adding a robot white, the standard Series S, with that upgraded storage as well, the full terabyte. I'm kind of digging the color of the Galaxy Black Series X. It reminds me a lot of the special edition Halo Infinite console we got back in 2021. It is nice that we're getting that 2 terabytes of storage on that Galaxy Black Series X, because it's basically like Xbox plus Seagate card. So it looks like Xbox is adopting something similar with what we saw with the PS5 at launch. They're finally giving us that digital option, but it is on par with your standard Series X experience. They're giving us that digital Series X, taking away the disk drive, and it brings up a lot of questions. Well, depending on how this is priced, should you go for the digital Series X if you're looking for an all-digital console over that Series S, because it represents such a huge power boost if you're really in the market for a straight-up digital console? As far as the games go, they could not have started off the showcase stronger. I mean, after that Black Ops 6 campaign trailer, but Doom: The Dark Ages looks absolutely phenomenal. I was already losing my mind at the chainsaw shield, but then they brought out the Doom guy mech, and then he was flying around with these freaking hell demons, and then he had that gun that shoots crushed skulls. It looked like he had a shrapnel gun almost that shot out a bunch of different bolts at the same time. It was absolutely awesome. There were rumors leading up to the showcase that this Doom game was going to be also ported over to PS5, and they didn't say anything, of course, at this showcase. It was just Xbox, PC, and coming day one to Game Pass. But after I got out of the show, I opened up Twitter, and then boom, Sony's already on it. They're like, don't worry, guys, Doom: The Dark Ages coming to PS5. In a perfect world, they would have kept that a timed exclusive, at least. We know that Xbox is experimenting with this multi-platform strategy. Some games are being exclusive. We were just at Summer Games Fest, and they have a timed exclusivity deal with Metaphor and Atlas. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me that it wouldn't at least stay to Xbox for just a year before being ported out to other consoles, especially because the game looks so sick. I really think they could have generated a lot of interest in Xbox consoles and Xbox Game Pass if they had just kept it exclusive. But that's not enough to quell my excitement for the game. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be coming out in 2025. Now, for me personally, after Doom: The Dark Ages was shown off, there was a little bit of a lull in the show. There wasn't anything for me personally that was jumping out at me, grabbing me. They did show off State of Decay. It was kind of like a mix of a cinematic with little looks of what seemed to be gameplay over the shoulder, shooting action. I was surprised that we didn't get any gameplay for Dragon Age Veilguard. It's coming out in 2024 in the fall, but it was just straight cinematic. Fallout 76, I do not play that, but it was cool. I guess it's going to be a big deal that you could play as a ghoul. And from my understanding, the expansion's been in the public test server for a while, and people are really enjoying it. But again, for me personally, I wasn't yeah, there's nothing really for me here. It felt good to see South of Midnight gameplay. We've been waiting on some stuff from Compulsion Games for a while now. Microsoft bought them back in 2018. And to see that they're finally making some progress on South of Midnight, which I thought looked really interesting at the reveal last showcase, is good to see. The world of South of Midnight is very appealing to me. I love the big talking catfish. I love the gator that's also an island. As far as the combat and the gameplay, well, I would probably have to see more in order to make a judgment call. But again, it's not really jumping out at me, not really grabbing me. I was unreasonably hyped, and I know people are probably going to get after me, but I was unreasonably hyped for World's Edge, Age of Mythology Retold. I loved those games growing up as a kid, Age of Mythology 1 and 2, and it was so nice to see it in all of its glory on the big screen. I'm really excited to jump into that later this year, and it's super awesome that it's coming to Game Pass. I was shocked that we got some Perfect Dark gameplay. From my understanding, there was like a lot of drama surrounding the development of that. There's all sorts of rumors, like once Crystal Dynamics started to fold into the initiative and they started working on it, everyone was like, what's going on with this game? Is it ever going to see the light of day? And the fact that we not only got a trailer for it, but some solid gameplay. It's looking really great. It's looking like it's shaping up well. That's very encouraging to see as an Xbox fan. This game is one of those Xbox titles that we've been hearing about for forever. They teased it forever ago. And sometimes it can be really, really hard to wait on those kinds of projects that they have in the vault. But again, it's looking like it's shaping up very well. It looks gorgeous. It looks smooth. The parkour looked really cool. It looks like everything that we liked about the Perfect Dark games in the first place, way back in the day, that core is still there, just with like a fresh coat of paint on it. The Vessel of Hatred cinematic was like weirdly funny to me. I mean, I think it's going to be a great expansion, and I'm excited to see where Nayrel's story is, especially after she took that Soul Stone and just disappeared at the end of the campaign of Diablo 4. Like, they opened up the trailer and were like, there's going to be graphic content, but me and like a few other people in the theater were laughing, like when she came out of like her hallucination, she turned around, that dude was dead, and she was kind of deadpan, like, well, here we go again. Got to row this boat. I've spent a lot of time being really excited for Avowed. I love Obsidian. Y'all know me at this point. I love fantasy RPGs. I'm a swords and sorcery nerd. But every time I see an Avowed trailer, I'm like, there are some things that I think look really cool and really good. And there are some things that just kind of take me out of it. I can't quite put my finger on it. In this recent trailer that they just showed off, there was a power that froze the enemy and stunned them. It was a dude with an axe, and he was in the middle of this animation that he was about to attack. And once he was frozen, he was kind of canceled out of that and just went to like a standard like T-pose, like axe on the ground. It was a little bit disjointed, I would say, and I'm a big fan of Pillars of Eternity in that universe. So I'm really hoping that the story and the character interactions shine through in a way that they can't really showcase in like a 2-minute trailer. Overall, I'm still interested in the game, but I'm like kind of 50-50 on whether or not I should be hyped for it. Xbox started off the show strong with Doom: The Dark Ages, and they ended it on a strong note with Gears E-Day. There's a lot of rumors leading up to the show about a possible Gear 6 reveal, and technically, yes, it is a Gear 6, but as we found out at the end of this trailer, it's centered around a young Marcus Phoenix. At first, I wasn't sure. I was like, when it first started, I was like, this looks like a younger Marcus Phoenix. But at the end, he puts on the headband and it was confirmed. I was like, oh, okay, I got it. We know that the Coalition, they're basically like wizards with Unreal Engine 5. And we got a little teaser of like what the world of Gears was like before the Locust invasion. So I can't wait to see like these cityscapes and all these new environments in Unreal Engine 5 with all that work that the Coalition's been putting into it. It's gonna be scary, it's gonna look cool, and I'm here for it. Starting off with Doom, ending with Gears, it was like that old school Xbox, man. Like, you know what I'm saying, right? Like, it was for the boys, you know? Like, it was like blowing off that freaking Locust head and he's just like bleeding out everywhere and like freaking like throwing chainsaw shields at people. That is what originally drew me to the Xbox brand in the first place, because I'd see my older brother play these games like Gears, like Combat Evolved, like Max Payne, like Fable, and I was like, damn, there's like a coolness to it, man, that I feel like we haven't gotten that vibe from Xbox in a while, and I'm glad we got a hint of it at this show. I don't think enough people are talking about Fable. I think it's looking really, really good. We got a little bit more of a glimpse at the gameplay side of things with this trailer. I know a lot of people are caught up with like, I don't know about this main character, and there are some people trying to convince themselves, oh, well, Fable's an RPG, you can make your own character. First of all, in my opinion, she looked better, she looks cooler, but it's looking like they're rolling with her as a baked-in character for the plot, for the story. I thought the combat shaping up to be really cool. It's like we're seeing some elements that we'd see from other third-person action RPGs, and the finishers are looking really awesome. I'm looking forward to see them show off the traditional Fable skill trees that they established way back in the day with that original franchise. Like, how's the willpower system work? Like, how was the like social aspect of the game work? Can you buy property in this game? Can you marry in this game? Can you have children in this game? The combat is looking interesting to me, but what about those other RPG elements that made me fall in love with Fable in the first place? Anyways, guys, those are my initial thoughts, my like top of the the head thoughts about the Xbox showcase. I'll be filming something with Jimmy later on to get his thoughts about everything. We also went to Summer Games Fest, so we're going to be discussing that. So if you're not subscribed and if you don't have your notifications set to be alerted whenever I post a video, do it now.